Wash.
Harry's live at the Opry House with the stars of the CMA Awards Wednesday at 12:30.
Tonight, new attacks launched on American headquarters in Baghdad, and the number of enemy actions continues to grow. Where the wounded go. We'll take you to the military hospital overloaded by American troops maimed or injured in Iraq. The Banished miniseries. CBS television pulls a controversial biopic of the Reagans. Why? It's tonight's inside story. And food fight. Can fast food ever be good for you? Cutting the fast food fat in tonight's Eye on America.
This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather reporting from CBS News headquarters in New York.
Good evening. Darkness brings danger in Baghdad. After dark, even the most secure U.S. installations become vulnerable. It happened again tonight. Unseen attackers set up a mortar miles from U.S. headquarters in the center of the Iraqi capital and lobbed in several rounds. The fire was accurate, and in the opinion of many, it was only luck that no Americans were killed. CBS's David Hawkins is live in Baghdad with the latest. David?
Dan, again, the mortars landed inside the compound, the sound of their impact booming across Baghdad. Military sources say 4 people were injured. Despite an intensive search by U.S. soldiers and Iraqi police, the attackers escaped. The coalition's headquarters is located in one of Saddam Hussein's sprawling presidential palaces on the bank of the Tigris River. It's believed that the weapon used was an 81mm mortar launcher with a range of just over 4 miles. Using everything from small arms and improvised bombs to shoulder-launched surface-to-air missiles, Iraqi insurgents have stepped up their attacks on U.S. forces here to more than 30 a day. That's a 50% increase in a month. Doctors at the Army's field hospital in Baghdad say they're busier than ever.
The fight's still going on, and we're still inundated with casualties.
And there's constant fear that it's only a matter of time before terrorists strike another soft target. Soldiers patrolling Baghdad streets are both hunters and hunted.
Oh, definitely more concerned, more alert about just about the whole situation, your environment you're in.
And many working behind the barricades and barbed wire of military encampments are leery of venturing out.
Unless I have to go home, that's the only way I would leave this place, this compound.
U.S. soldiers are not on the run, but the ongoing attacks are showing that they're also not in control. Not yet. Dan?
David Hawkins reporting live from Baghdad after another night of attack. Depending on the severity of their injuries, some of those wounded tonight in Baghdad may be flown out of Iraq to be treated at a busy military hospital in Germany. As CBS's Mark Phillips reports, despite the heroic efforts of the doctors and nurses there, it's a place where misery has plenty of company.
Go, 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 go! The U.S. effort in Iraq is costing lives, but there's another price being paid too, in the increasingly high numbers of those being severely injured and disabled. Lives are not only being lost, others are being broken and turned into long-term battles with pain and disability. When the 21 injured survivors of the helicopter attack were flown to the Army hospital in Landstuhl, Germany, they followed a well-worn trail. The facility here has been stretched to its limits.
It's been quite a load.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of folks, yes, sir.
And the combat casualty rates haven't been falling off as had been hoped. They keep coming.
Since the 23rd of March, we had, up to the 2nd of November, we had 912.
You're okay.
And that doesn't include the 21 casualties from the helicopter attack. The attack on the helicopter may have produced the single largest caseload from one incident that this hospital's had to cope with, but it would hardly have come as a shock. They've had to get used to some pretty big numbers here. In fact, since the beginning of the Iraqi conflict, including combat casualties, serious non-combat injuries, and disease, they've had to treat more than 7,700 U.S. personnel here. One reason for the high numbers of injured, the troops' flak jackets are keeping many alive who would otherwise be dead.
The success of some of the body armor, for example, in reducing the number of torso injuries, which are traditionally fatal types of injuries, the success with those has been outstanding.
3 of the helicopter attack survivors have now been flown to the U.S. for treatment. They move patients out of here quickly to make room for more. Mark Phillips, CBS News, Landstuhl, Germany.
In this country, veteran Republican Congressman Jim Leach of Iowa blasted President Bush's Iraq policy today. Leach, who once worked for now Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld, said that in parts of Iraq where resistance is greatest, quote, we're causing more problems than we're solving, unquote. Leach predicted that over time, U.S. forces in Iraq will face, again I quote directly, more, not fewer problems. As CBS's John Roberts reports, while visiting Southern California's wildfire zone today, President Bush tried to deflect such criticism.
Facing the type of week that could really turn public opinion sour on Iraq, President Bush is under increasing pressure to convince Americans Iraq is worth the sacrifice.
This will help change the world in a positive way so that years from now, people will sit back and say, thank goodness America stayed the course and did what was necessary to win this battle in the war on terror.
The president's tone has clearly changed. Gone is the bravado of last spring when he challenged anti-American fighters to take their best shot.
My answer is bring them on.
He has even dropped his recent claim that the daily attacks were a sign of American success. And as he said several times last week, the president declared again today, the best way to take the bullseye off the backs of Americans is to get the Iraqis more involved.
We have now stood up over 70,000 Iraqi citizens to be police, border patrol, in beginnings of the military, so that Iraqis will be able to run their own country.
For the first time, President Bush today responded directly to Sunday's shoot-down of a Chinook helicopter that took 15 lives, saying the soldiers died for a noble cause. And pleading with Americans for patience, he used that attack to again blur the lines between Iraq and 9/11, despite his acknowledgement weeks ago that there was no evidence of a connection.
We're at war, and it's essential that the people of America not forget the lessons of September the 11th, 2001. We are vulnerable to attack.
President Bush also seemed to contradict himself today over what role Saddam Hussein might be playing in the ongoing attacks in Iraq. At one moment saying he was sure that Saddam was trying to stir up trouble, and in the next admitting he really doesn't know what Saddam is up to. Dan?
John Roberts reporting live from the White House. Thanks. As for his tour of fire-scared Southern California today, fire-scared and scarred, President Bush met with residents in some of the worst-hit areas, including San Diego County, site of the biggest wildfire in California history. Mr. Bush did not promise more money for the state while he was there. His spokesman said federal aid is already available for affected homeowners and businesses. This is Election Day around the country, and although it's an off-year election, political pros will look to see what, if any, issues resonate with voters heading into a presidential election year. President Bush did campaign recently for Republicans seeking governorships in 2 southern states. And then there's the Philadelphia story. CBS's Jim Axelrod has more about the strange political drama there and elsewhere.
In America's 5th largest city, a Democrat, incumbent John Street,
I think we've had a great campaign here,
is taking on a Republican, Sam Katz.
Well, that was one small step for my campaign, one giant step for Philadelphia.
But it's a third player that may determine the winner, the FBI.
It's been very different from anything I've ever been through.
The race was close a month ago when cops found bugging devices in Street's office. The FBI then announced Street was being investigated. Katz charged corruption. Street said it was politics, that the feds were helping the GOP take back Philly before next year's presidential election. In heavily Democratic Philadelphia, that seemed to carry more weight.
And it's hard to draw any other conclusion than Democrats have decided that they're going to support their mayor against the FBI.
2 governor's races are the other headlines this election day, Mississippi and Kentucky.
Thank you all.
Both were big Bush states in 2000, which explains why he was campaigning in both over the weekend. For former party chairman Haley Barbour in Mississippi, and a Republican congressman trying to knock off the Democratic incumbent in Kentucky.
I think these races are about the candidates for governor, not about George W. Bush.
Political consultant Stu Rothenberg cautions against reading too much into a year from now by watching voters today.
I think the president's fate in November of 2004 is going to depend on the economy and on circumstances in Iraq.
1 year out, the president's approval rating is 54%. How does that compare historically with other incumbents? Well, the last president to have a similar approval rating at this point was his father. Dan?
Max Rod, thanks. Later, we'll tell you about an unusual issue voters in Denver are deciding. Would you want your local government to pay to keep you relaxed? We'll tell you about it later. Walmart said today it is the target of a federal investigation into whether it violated immigration laws. About 250 suspected illegal immigrants were arrested last month at Walmart stores in 21 states. In Birmingham, Alabama today, the former head of the Health South Corporation pleaded innocent to fraud. Richard Scrushy allegedly stole more than $250 million by, it is alleged, cooking the healthcare giant's books. A private report says job cuts announced by U.S. companies in October topped 171,000, more than twice the September figure. As for the stock markets, the Dow lost about 20 points, the NASDAQ about 10 today. Coming up on the CBS Evening News, it was controversial from the start. Now the television miniseries The Reagans has been pulled by CBS. What happened and why is tonight's inside story. And then later, getting the fat out of fast food. The industry says it's working hard to do it, but how will your burgers and fries taste? CBS's Eye on America series, Food Fight, continues.
Allergy congestion won't ruin my life again.
Now, without a prescription, Claritin D decongestant tablets.
My doctor prescribed Claritin D, and now I can get it without a prescription.
Claritin D relieves even my worst allergy symptoms, my congestion, my sneezing, and my sinus pressure.
Claritin D.
Night. It's when most of the world sleeps. A time to reset our clock so we can begin a new day. It's all part of the rhythm of life. But for many, this healthy cycle is disrupted because sleep doesn't always come easy. Fortunately, there's Ambien. Ambien is a prescription sleep aid that can help you get a full night's sleep. While natural sleep is best, Ambien helps you fall asleep fast, stay asleep longer, and wake rested and refreshed, not groggy the next morning. No wonder Ambien is the #1 prescribed sleep aid in America. Until you know how Ambien will affect you, you shouldn't drive or operate machinery. Side effects may include drowsiness, dizziness, and diarrhea. You shouldn't take it with alcohol. Patients who abuse prescription sleep aids may become dependent. Prescription sleep aids are most often taken for 7 to 10 days as needed. Your doctor will advise you about taking them longer. Take Ambien only when you can devote a full 7 to 8 hours to sleep and wake rested and ready to start your day. Talk to your doctor about Ambien. Ambien works like a dream.
We're here showing folks how a packet of Hidden Valley Ranch changes regular chicken to ranch chicken.
Spices up the chicken, it's not boring.
And changes regular potatoes into ranch potatoes.
It's got more flavor to it. I like it, I really do.
Hidden Valley Ranch. This changes everything.
Oh, hi, Dottie. Yeah, she's right here.
Hi. Hey, you know about these things. Medicare. How can I make sure I'm getting the most out of it?
Looking for answers to questions about Medicare? It's right under your nose. Call 1-800-MEDICARE. Real answers from real people on everything from prescription drug assistance to cancer screenings. 1-800-MEDICARE, your official source.
Well, who do I call about Medicare?
1-800-MEDICARE.
Looks like heartburn. Showtime!
Wait, look! They don't just have heartburn.
They also have pressure and bloating. That's gas.
Oh, no!
Sorry, guys. They need more than just heartburn relief. They need me. Hey, Maalox Max. When you have it all,
Treat it all!
You bet. Fast heartburn relief plus strong gas relief. That's Maalox Max.
Thanks, Max.
Just doing my job. Maalox Max. When you have it all, treat it all.
The CBS television network has been under fire for weeks from admirers of Ronald Reagan, who labeled it as unfair a television miniseries entitled The Reagans. Today, CBS announced it will not air that series. After all, it'll be aired elsewhere, and that set off an uproar. Jerry Bowen has the inside story.
The 4-hour miniseries scheduled to air on CBS during this month's big ratings period depicted Nancy Reagan as controlling.
And from now on, you don't just call the president to tell him what's happening. You call me.
President Reagan at times confused.
What's your name?
And was knocked off the network by a leaked script and 8-minute video clip that fueled conservative outrage.
CBS invented things out of whole cloth which defamed the man.
Among other things, conservatives complained about scenes showing Reagan swearing and indifferent to AIDS patients. In recent days, several websites urged viewers to voice strong opposition to the hatchet job.
It's an interpretation from, I think, the Hollywood left to how they've always seen my father.
CBS Network declined interview requests, but in a statement said the show does not present a balanced portrayal of the Reagans for CBS and its audience. It will now air on the cable channel Showtime, which, like CBS, is owned by Viacom. Media analysts say CBS didn't just blink, it buckled.
I think CBS may have realized if this really goes to the mat and we start having to be perceived as the big bad network going up against the frail former president, that's not a position we want to be in.
Still not good enough, said conservative critics.
I don't know that misinforming fewer viewers on Showtime solves the problem.
Special interest politics at work, said Senate Minority Leader Daschle.
We have to call into question whether that level of intimidation is appropriate.
Some analysts contend the conservative pressure is part of the nation's ongoing culture war.
There's a well-organized conservative movement in this country that's in charge of its version of the truth, and they swing a big bat.
James Brolin, who plays Reagan, wasn't talking, but his manager was.
And we seem to be in a very repressive era where they can censor something before they even see it.
It's no small irony that the groups complaining now had no problems with another recent Showtime docudrama that also used fictionalized dialogue. But that was a different president in a different time. President Bush in the days after September 11th. Jerry Bowen, CBS News, Los Angeles.
In the Arizona desert today, a grim discovery by the side of an interstate highway. Police responding to reports of an accident found 4 people shot dead and 4 others wounded 90 miles north of the Mexican border. Authorities think it involved smugglers and illegal immigrants. 4 suspects are in custody. Next up on the CBS Evening News, our Eye on America series, Food Fight. The fast food industry is looking for ways to cut the fat in its products. But what about the taste? Stay tuned.
There's something great going around. Something so delicious, people can't get enough of it. It's these new reclosable bottles of Ensure. They're great tasting and go anywhere and everywhere you do to give you a good source of complete balanced nutrition to help you stay healthy. Enjoy Ensure as a snack or occasional meal in 5 creamy, rich flavors. Ensure, now in reclosable bottles. Drink to your health wherever you go.
Smart Balance Buttery Spreads bring you the Smart Potato, Smart Pancakes, and Smart Veggies. Smart Balance is the smart way to eat, with no cholesterol, no hydrogenated oil, and no trans fatty acids, naturally. Plus, the right balance of fats to help improve the ratio of good to bad cholesterol. And don't forget Smart Balance sensational taste. Try delicious Smart Balance Buttery Spreads.
So I said, talk to the hand.
Oh, I'll get lunch. I am getting a really low rate on my credit card.
I hope it's low and fixed.
What do you mean?
Like my Capital One no hassle card.
Low and fixed?
Marco!
Well, what's going to happen to my rate?
Get the Capital One no hassle card with the nation's lowest fixed rates.
What's in your wallet?
You've been waiting to do this for years. Don't let arthritis pain stop you. Grab some Tylenol arthritis pain with the time release formula for all-day relief. Tylenol arthritis pain.
We are at the home of the famous Dilly's Sextuplets. How do you make lunch for 6 kids every day? Campbell's tomato soup, versatility in a can. You got some pasta there in the fridge, you got some chicken, and you've given every one of them the opportunity to express themselves.
Wonderful.
Make it Campbell's instead.
Gotta go right now. Gotta go. Gotta go right now. Gotta go.
I have got to go now.
If you've always got to go, ask your doctor about Detrol LA. It's been proven effective for overactive bladder.
Need a break?
Not right now.
You shouldn't take it if you have stomach, urinary, or glaucoma problems. The most common side effects are dry mouth, constipation, abdominal pain, and headache.
I don't have to go right now.
Detrol LA. When you've always got to go.
It's a revolutionary new approach to unclogging arteries. For the first time, researchers were able to reduce dangerous fat deposits in arteries by giving patients a concentrated form of what's known as good cholesterol. The first few dozen patients tested improved in a matter of weeks. More study is needed to determine the long-term effects. Right now, the struggle against obesity-related disease is being fought on more familiar turf. And that's part of CBS's special Eye on America series, Food Fight. For instance, there's a whole new push in Congress to make fast food chains put nutrition data on their menu boards. So as Cynthia Bowers reports, fast food makers are rushing to respond by adding what are called healthier foods to the menu.
What we're looking at here is reducing the trans fats in the oil.
As head of Texas A&M's Institute of Food Science, Mark McClellan knows his fries and his fat.
And how much better does that make these French fries than, say, the ones you get at McDonald's?
Well, of course, the ultimate is when you take one and you actually taste it, and that's when you know.
McClellan's trying to find a way to get rid of trans fats, the deadliest kind, because they raise bad and lower good cholesterol levels. So far, no one's found a way to get trans fat or saturated fats out of fast foods without sacrificing taste.
The food industry is intent on taking the fat out of fast, but in the meantime is pushing health any way it can.
That looks good.
It is.
They're trying salads and baked potatoes.
Flavor from fire grilling, not from fat.
Lower fat sandwiches, even low fat pizzas to keep the customers coming. At McDonald's, there's a Happy Meal for adults on the way. You get salad, water, and a stepometer to get you to exercise.
Here we go!
Part of the push comes from a new government requirement to label trans fats starting in 2006. Snack food giant Frito-Lay wants to get a jump on the competition.
20% of the snacks we sell today fall into the category of what we call better-for-you snacks.
Better means no trans fats and less saturated fats in new versions of its famous chips. Doritos, Cheetos, even that old standby, the Lay's potato chip, now come in a staggering number of healthier choices.
0 grams of fat, 1 gram of fat, 3 grams of fat, 7 grams of fat, 8 grams of fat, 10 grams of fat.
They are reading the tea leaves as well as everyone else. These companies would not be in business if they didn't listen to the consumer.
Fast food companies are offering more choices, but a salad might have as many calories as a burger if you ladle on the dressing. And fries without fat? Not yet.
It's the holy grail. In the end, you must produce a food that is good for us, healthy for us, and delicious.
Whatever the benefits of lower fat foods, they'll still have to match those original fast and fatty flavors in the only taste test that counts. In Dallas, Cynthia Bowers for Eye on America.
Tomorrow in CBS's Eye on America Food Fight series, the trouble animal welfare groups are causing the fast food giants in the drive to have livestock treated more humanely. Some studies have suggested that a specific antioxidant found in some vegetables, such as tomatoes, can help lower the risk of prostate cancer. But new research on rats out tonight indicates a pill containing the compound doesn't help. Scientists think it may work only when it's in the tomatoes or their juice. Still to come on the CBS Evening News, removing stress from our lives. It's probably a good idea, but should cities have to pay for it? It could happen. We'll tell you how and where next.
At the Pedigree Center, we're devoted to discovering new and better ways to help nurture dogs of all ages. Why, for example, would a dog as young as 6 prefer a soft ball to a hard stick? The answer? Some dogs' teeth and gums become more sensitive with age. That's why we're introducing new Pedigree Healthy Maturity, an easier-to-crunch food for dogs over 6. New Pedigree Healthy Maturity.
Is your vitamin C Ester C? Ester C supports your immune system, your heart, joints, and eyes. Metabolites in Ester C make it different than regular C. Ester C, it's whole body protection.
My husband says my skin has never felt so soft, so smooth, so touchable. My secret? New Gold Bond Ultimate Lotion.
With 7 intensive moisturizers, nurturing vitamins, and 24-hour moisturizing. New Gold Bond Ultimate Lotion.
For skin that loves to be touched.
darling, I can't do without the time we spend together. It's what it's all about. You got me holding on, so don't you ever leave. The love you bring to me, you know I can't believe. Whatever you may do, I just wanna be there with you.
Fix-It and Complete forms a bond so strong it's clinically tested to help seal out tough food particles like seeds. Fix-It and Complete and forget it.
What's this?
Breakfast.
It's kind of early, buddy.
You guys need to take some cholesterol off of you.
Honey, have you been reading the Cheerios box again?
I get that off the box?
Cheerios is still the only leading cold cereal clinically proven to reduce cholesterol to help your heart.
That was very thoughtful of you. Very early, but very thoughtful.
Cheerios, good for the heart.
And I don't even have that insurance.
What insurance, Santa?
The one that pays you cash if you're hurt and can't work.
Huh?
Aflac. Ask about it at work.
Can you just sit down the toy?
Coming up in just minutes on News Channel 586, a group of Williamson County residents was suing to stop State Route 840 from coming through, but now they've changed their minds. More at 6.
Possibly the most unusual issue being decided on this election day is on the ballot in Denver. It's being called the, quote, Peace Initiative, but it has nothing to do with world peace. So sit back, relax, as CBS's Lee Cowan explains what some people say should be done to ease mile-high stress in Denver.
Big City, KOA. This has been a busy rush hour this morning.
Denver 911.
If just keeping up with life's ever-increasing pace seems like a losing race.
You may not leave your vehicle unattended at any time.
Right now, it's an epidemic of stress.
Meet the quiet tortoise trying to outrun the harried hare.
I've been referring to myself as a solutionist recently.
Jeff Peckman's solution? Treat stress like an environmental pollutant, making cities responsible for removing stress, just like the garbage.
Removing that component of secondary stress, of that kind of environmental nuisance, makes everything better.
Still, out of all the cities that could sponsor an initiative like this one, come on, Denver? Stress here? Well, it turns out that its Rocky Mountain High these days also includes a higher crime rate, higher unemployment rate, and a higher budget deficit.
If passed, the mile-high city would, by law, have to mellow out and fund stress-reducing programs. Tai Chi classes at lunch hour, perhaps. Or pipe soothing music into all public places.
Denver is open for business. We're not open for lunacy and goofy initiatives like this.
City Councilman Charlie Brown fears it could bury Denver under a mountain of stress-related lawsuits.
Government cannot mandate that people have a nice day.
For some people who feel that this is flaky or that I'm a flake, okay, but I'm just a snowflake on the tip of an iceberg.
It might not work, but it's worth a try, right?
Which could someday make Denver the first city to use taxpayer dollars to pay for a massage. Lee Cowan, CBS News, Denver.
Zen and the art of city politics, part of our world tonight. For the CBS Evening News, Ann Rather reporting. Good night.
For news 24 hours a day, click on cbsnews.com. Brought to you in part by Walmart. Good jobs, good people, great opportunities. Come grow with us at Walmart. This is CBS.
From your news and information leader. This is News Channel 5 at 6.
Good evening. It's a battle some residents in Williamson County have been fighting for years.
And it all centers around State Route 840. The Southwest Williamson County Community Association did not want the road anywhere near its property. They even sued to stop the construction. But now the group is dropping its lawsuit. News Channel 5's Dana Kay tells us why.
7 years, the Southwest Williamson County Association has fought TDOT to keep State Route 840 from plowing through the scenic hills and waterways of Leapers Fork and Thompson Station.
That's what it does.
Property owner Brad Caldwell threatened to protect his property with guns. Caldwell and Gene Cotton took TDOT to court to delay 840's construction.
TDOT, as I suggested earlier.
Now they're dropping their lawsuit because of what they call a new user-friendly administration at TDOT.
We actually haven't stopped 840. What we've done is we've caused them to rethink how they're going to bring the road through this part of Williamson County.
The new route for 840